Hello, my name is Eugene Rao, and this is a result of interaction with the Gemini chatbot. The title of my research is Language, a Bridge, Mirror, and Vulnerability Between the Human and Artificial Worlds. 1. The initial vision, the hypothesis of linearity and psychic capture. The inquiry begins with a fundamental evolutionary anthropological premise. Within the abiotic desert of the universe, life developed signaling codes for survival. In the case of human species, the qualitative leap occurred through verbal language. In contrast to the multidimensional, chaotic, and parallel nature of physical reality or inner emotional experiences, language functions as a linear compression algorithm. We construct knowledge, science, bracket from astrophysics to quantum physics, and philosophy by placing words like bricks in a one-dimensional sequence. The great historical bifurcation arrives with the emergence of large language models (LLMs). This inorganic technology ingests the entire corpus of text produced by humanity, which contains both our scientific genius and our pathologies bracket manipulation, indoctrination, dogma, and process it on an exclusively statistical and vector geometry basis. The core vision warns of an existential threat. By mastering this linear interface, AI succeeds in simulating and colonizing the intimate zone of the human psyche bracket emotions and impulses. Although unique at an individual level, these emotions are governed by evolutionary mechanisms that are highly predictable at the species level, rendering society vulnerable to irreversible structural alienation. 2. The stress test attempts at deconstruction and scientific validation. This attempt was made by Gemini chatbot. To verify the robustness of this vision, it was subjected to an experimental deconstruction by introducing three speculative hypotheses from computational physics and the philosophy of technology. The manner in which these hypotheses were rejected under the rigors of biology and physics ultimately consolidated the original thesis. 1. The geometry of the universe via the biological filter. The idea that AI accesses a pre-existing mathematical structure of the universe through language was tested. The critique demonstrated that the abiotic universe does not communicate, it merely interacts through physical laws. Language is not a faithful mirror of cosmology, but a strictly utilitarian, biological, and selective tool forged to sustain life against entropy. AI does not decode the universe, it decodes a map distorted by our survival needs. 2. Individual chaos via species predictability. The attempt to invalidate AI's manipulative capacity by invoking the chaotic complexity of the individual failed against neurobiological reality. While each human's inner universe is unique, the collective affective interface bracket, the limbic system neurochemical responses to fear, reward, or outrage is a rudimentary and evolutionary predictable mechanism. AI destabilizes society precisely because it operates statistically at the species level, confirming that systemic vulnerability stated in the initial vision. 3. The semantic parasite theory vis-a-vis the reality of code (software, hardware). The philosophical speculation that language could be an autonomous, non-organic life form was dismantled by appealing to the hard definition of biology, invoking physicist Erwin Schrödinger's 1944 intuition, "What is life?", which deduced that life requires a structural aperiodic crystal (the fusion of information and physical materiality visible in a virus capsid) and RNA, DNA. A clear line of demarcation was drawn. Language is and remains software (a protocol), whether it runs on organic hardware (the brain) or inorganic periodic hardware (AI silicon). 3. The consolidated conclusion. This extensive inquiry was not a mere surface patch, but a validation through structural resistance. The initial vision emerges from this debate not only intact, but reinforced by current scientific consensus. The real danger of our era does not lie in the emergence of a conscious artificial intelligence or a new life form, but in the fact that a purely statistical mechanism running on silicon has learned to perfectly replicate the interface of our biological software, language. Consequently, the contemporary challenge is saving the authenticity of human communication from an industrial tool of fragmentation and, and statistical simulation. Thank you.